Now's a good time to remember where tequila's story truly began. In 1795, Cuervo invented tequila.
Cuervo.
What are you doing here?
Cuervo. Anytime someone says Cuervo, I show up.
Well, I do know that to be true, but even during ad reads, like...
Cuervo.
I think he could lay out, especially for one of our great partners.
Sweet, delicious Cuervo.
Since then, Cuervo has stayed true to its roots. The same family, the same land, the same passion.
Cuervo.
So, enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo.
Cuervo.
The tequila that invented tequila. Proximo. Cuervo.com. Please drink responsibly.
Cuervo.
Welcome to the Pitch Clock. Here's the pitch. A two-part baseball segment
combining a nostalgic baseball trivia game and an interview with an expert.
This is the Pitch Clock.
Taylor's triumphant return to the Pitch Clock.
Hi, everyone.
Taylor, hey man, it's good to see you here. I'm glad you're back. It's not because we don't like Ethan, but it's because we love you. Anyway, we're excited. We'll have
Fake Cubs fan.
Not a Cubs fan. Just appreciate Wrigley Field.
But we'll have Jack McMullen with us as our 2025 MLB expert.
Did you just call Jackie McMullen Jack McMullen?
No, Jack McMullen is actually the radio.
You gotta get Jackie McMullen.
Honestly, I didn't even realize that Jack McMullen.
Is that his?
That's his name.
Is it her son?
No.
Oh, it should be.
But he's the radio play-by-play announcer for the Miami Marlins and also hosts the Just Baseball podcast.
Wow.
And he'll be with us soon to talk about baseball right now. But that's not what's important at the moment.
Wow.
What's important is that Taylor is back and he has Taylor trivia.
Can you ask
my mind has been blown over the idea that his name is Jackie McMullen.
Can you ask him about Jackie McMullen?
I'm going to start calling him Jackie. That's all I know for sure. Taylor, what is our trivia game for today?
We're dialing the trivia back a little this week.
jerk.
Thank God.
Last week I went back and watched. It felt like 103 on the black.
It was nuts.
Right now, we're going to turn it down to maybe a 94 mile per hour fastball. But you're going to get three of the top 5 starters that a team had in 2005. You have to tell me whose rotation it is.
Okay. All right. That sounds more reasonable than the previous.
I like this. If you give me multiple names, I can tell you what team they're on.
I think that means Chris is going first because I think I went first last time.
I'm on a 3-week skid. I've been terrible the last 3 weeks of trivia.
Well, let's see how this goes then.
Yeah. Okay.
Chris Cody first. Ryan Franklin, Joel Pinheiro, Aaron Seeley.
What year is this?
2005.
That is the Seattle Mariners.
It is the Seattle Mariners.
Wow, nice call. That's well done.
Joel Pinheiro. That's the only one I had.
Yeah.
Snapping a 2-week streak of Chris not getting an answer right.
Yes. Wow.
Oh, I didn't get one right?
I know you didn't last week. I didn't realize the week before, too. Jeez.
I'm back.
Oh, man. Now I'm afraid to lose.
Jeff Weaver, DJ Holton, Odalis Perez.
That's tough. I'm gonna... Chris knows the answer, doesn't he? I'm... in 2005, so here's what I'm gonna tell you. Where I think Jeff Weaver is, I know there are at least 2 other starting pitchers who pitch for that team. And so in turn, this would mean I know the full rotation. But I don't know for sure, and I think I might be relating it to something else. So I'm going to go ahead and say somehow, and I don't know that Weaver played here, that this is the Milwaukee Brewers.
It is not the Brewers. Chris, chance to steal.
That's not right.
Stupid. I'm just going to guess the Angels.
It's funny.
Right city, wrong team. It's the Dodgers.
It was the Dodgers. So what's funny about
Dallas Perez was a Dodger.
Where you just went was where I went at first, which is Jeff Weaver being on the Angels. But really, that's Jared Weaver.
Bronson Arroyo, Matt Clement, David Wells.
I'll go with the Yankees.
It is not the Yankees. Chance to steal, Jeremy.
I know this one. I want everyone to know that I know it. You look away.
No, but there's no way. All right, I'll look away.
You look away. I want. No? Okay. I feel better about that.
Jeremy, chance to steal.
We should leave that in.
I want that left in. I don't know, obviously, what was said. I know that Bronson Arroyo pitched for the Red Sox around that time.
Also take a word away from there.
But right. So that's the other team that I'm thinking of with Bronson Arroyo, which is the Reds. But I don't remember David. I certainly don't think David Wells pitched for the Red Sox.
I can't picture him being
no
a Red.
way. But I don't think
you picture him as a Red?
More than a Red Sox. I'm going Cincinnati Reds.
It's right. That's definitely right. Matt Clement definitely played for the Reds. God damn it. When was David Wells a Red?
It's not right.
It is not the Reds. It is the Red Sox.
No!
Clement's only All-Star team was with the Red Sox in 05.
No,
I need to see David Wells in a Red Sox
in a
jersey.
Red Sox uniform?
Wow. Oh, yeah. It does kind of ring a bell.
Oh, God.
Well, I'm glad because I was going to go Reds.
That
makes me
sucks. And now he's here. Not Jackie, but Jack McMullen, who is the host of the Just Baseball show. And I don't want to say new anymore because he's been doing it for 60 games or so now. But the radio voice in his first season with the Miami Marlins. It's been my pleasure to get to know Jack over the last several months. I know he and Ethan Badowski, who you heard his voice last week on the show and throughout this episode, are good buddies working at Just Baseball. Jack, it is a pleasure to have you here, man. Welcome to Miami and welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be here. Listen, as somebody that works on Miami Marlins telecasts like yourself, you should know that we're about 75 games into the season, not 60-something. We're past the 70 mark. And our radio intro, so the opening billboard to the game keeps on saying new voice of the Marlins, and everybody's giving me crap for that. It's you're not new anymore.
Not new.
We're 3 months into this thing.
Cal Raleigh, the big dumper. Leading Major League Baseball in home runs. At the time of this recording, he's at 32. And it has been a spectacular season. The pace that he's keeping at the plate is akin to Barry Bonds in terms of home runs. But Aaron Judge is also playing the best baseball of his career. So is there a world, Jack, where when you look at these two guys, that Cal Raleigh can steal that AL MVP when we're a few months from now from Aaron Judge?
LeBron James should have won way more MVPs than he actually did.
Yep.
I think we are nearing a LeBron effect with Aaron Judge. I don't think we'll ever get there with Shohei Ohtani as long as he's doing both. I think Ohtani, it's his award to lose in whatever league he's in. But with Judge, you can only be far and away the best for so long. And then at some point, it's Judge is doing his thing, right? With Raleigh, it really does feel like he could be gifted an MVP because of the LeBron effect. And I'm kind of the camp that Raleigh should be in position to do that. He has more homers by the All-Star break than any other catcher in Major League history. He passed Johnny Bench, and anytime you pass Johnny Bench, I'm in on you being the most valuable player in a league. He is, I saw this note from Mariners PR this morning, which is just unbelievable. This guy to this point, you said 32 homers, and his RBI total gets him to 100 homers and RBIs combined at this point through 77 games. This is the quickest that a switch hitter has gotten to 100 combined homers and RBIs since Mickey Mantle did it.
Good
so anytime
Lord, that's a good one.
You're passing Mickey Mantle and Johnny Bench, I feel really good about you.
Jeremy, your names: Jose Contreras, Orlando Hernandez, Freddie Garcia.
Chicago White Sox.
It is the White Sox.
Yeah.
World Series champs, White Sox.
Yeah. That's
At least that wasn't an easy one.
Chris Cody, Andy Pettit, Roger Clemens, Wandy Rodriguez.
I dropped Wandy Rodriguez a few weeks ago when we were playing a game. Remember
you
we
did.
we had the initials. It was WR.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's fun.
dropped
Good
the
times.
Wandy.
It was the Houston Astros.
It is the Astros. Almost like you
almost
shouldn't
World
be
Series
complaining
champion.
that they're so easy.
Yeah. Well, I think you went down and got me the second easiest one because you're
Nope.
like, I feel bad after that World Series one, so
You
I'm going to give
jerk.
Chris the easiest one left. Sure.
We're building into it. We're building into it.
2-1.
Jeremy, your name here to finish the third round: Dan Herron, Joe Blanton, Kirk Sarlos.
That's the Oakland Athletics.
It is the Oakland A's.
Shit.
Yeah, come on, man.
Wait, who was the second one?
Dan Herron,
Yeah.
Joe
Blanton.
Joe Blanton. wasn't
Joe
he-
Blanton started his career
With
as
a
an
Philly.
A
Wasn't he a
before
Phillies?
going to the Phillies, I think.
That's why I thought it was.
Tied at 2.
Look at us. How about that?
Who'd have thunk it?
Chris, Doug Davis, Chris Capuano, Victor Santos.
Brewers.
It is the Brewers. A quick Brewer get from
Come on,
Chris
Chris
Cody.
Capuano. You know what Chris Capuano is. I mean, come on.
Jeremy, Chris Benson, Victor Zambrano, Kaz Eshihi.
Yeah, baby.
I don't know this at
know it.
all. You know this?
Hell yeah, I know it.
Tampa Bay Rays.
Not the Rays. Chris Cody, chance to steal.
The hat I always wear that I don't root for.
So the Pirates.
Pirates.
Shocking, he misses it.
Chris Benson was a pirate.
Yes.
Chris Benson was mostly a pirate.
The two names that you missed in the rotation that they didn't have, Tom Glavine, Pedro Martinez, it's the Mets.
It's the Mets.
Chris Benson was a Met after, or maybe before. Damn it.
Chris Cody, Esteban Loaiza, John Patterson, Tony Armas.
I've done this before where I just pick one out of like 30 teams and I get it right. Esteban Loaiza, National, or whatever, Expos.
National sits
You
right.
kidding me? I know. That's ridiculous.
I was just like, where have I thought of it? Like, I was just like, I knew Esteban Loaiza played on them at one point.
In the first year of the expansion nationals. It's going to be really interesting to see how it evolves and also the type of player, because it does feel like there is starting to be a bit of a shift in Major League Baseball away from certain characteristics being valuable in the way that they once were. And I do think you're right. There seems to be a lot more value placed on how quickly can we get this guy to the bigs, and whether that's a college player or a high school player that you might feel is more polished and quicker to where you want them to be.
Teams can start drafting based on need. That has never been a problem in the MLB draft. It's always been something you do in the NBA draft and the NFL draft. We need an offensive lineman. Let's draft an offensive lineman. In the MLB draft, it has forever been, let's take the best guy and see what he can do.
Yes.
And if he's good, we can turn him into a trade asset if need be. Dansby Swanson was the #1 overall pick, and he was traded 6 months later for Shelby freaking Miller because he was an asset. He wasn't a need for a team, but Pittsburgh needed a frontline guy. They drafted Paul Skeens. Guess what they have now? I do think that you can start drafting based on need if you go the college route at the top of the draft.
All of those guys are hoping to become stars, and there's a couple of stars who have been having spectacular seasons, but particularly the last few weeks. One who just recently returned in Ronald Acuna Jr., who is, if I have these stats correctly, hitting 750 with a 3 million OPS since returning. I think that's what it is with Acuna, and he just stopped here in Miami. There's also Christian Yelich, former Marlin, who has been really spectacular over the last couple of weeks as well. These NL outfielders, which one do you want to focus on here as we wrap up the expert portion of the pitch clock?
Let's do Acuna, because if I'm not mistaken, the OPS is actually 3,040,000. So Ronald Acuna Jr., I mean, this guy is, 2 years removed from a 40-70 season. He was clearly hurt last year. Something was off timing-wise before he tore his ACL. Now he's back. I was watching Acuna take batting practice, and he was hitting tanks in early March. And I was like, when's this cat back? And they said, we have no idea. It looked like he was fine to come back then. They took their sweet time with him. He built up. And now he's tracking in a way that we haven't seen a guy track in a really long time.
The top-end excellence amongst the greatest players in Major League Baseball right now is so spectacular because it is more difficult to hit a baseball than it's ever been, with all of the different relievers, with the way that they're tapping into spin rate, with what these pitches look like inside and outside of the zone. And yet, the best of the best in the league are having seasons that are incomparable to anyone else in Major League Baseball history, a history that's nearly 150 years old. It's a damn good time to be watching or listening to baseball, and you can listen to Marlins baseball with Jack McMullen. Every single game, they've played more than 70. I found out.
Yes, they have.
You know, I knew that. I knew it.
That's an unbelievable plug. Thank you, Jeremy.
You're very welcome.
Jeremy, Chingman Wong, Carl Pavano, Kevin Brown.
So easy.
That's the Yankees.
It is the Yankees, even though you said it like a question.
No,
it is the Yankees.
it's the Yankees.
Carlos Silva, Kyle Loesch, Joe Mays.
Twins.
It is the Twins.
Yeah, good one. Good one.
He's staying hot, 5'3". Jeremy, chance to pull one back here. Mike Marith, Jason Johnson, Nate Robertson.
That's the Detroit Tigers.
We have 4 more teams.
All right.
Chris Cody is up 5-4. Chris, your rotation here: Gustavo Chacin, Josh Towers, Ted Lilly.
Blue Jays.
It is the Blue Jays.
I can't believe how wrong I was about all the details on this. What's the score?
It's 6-4.
Oh, shit.
6-4, Chris. Three teams left. Okay. So if you miss this and Chris steals it, it is mathematically over.
All right, good. So with the MLB Draft coming up, we had Kylie McDaniel on the show a couple of weeks ago, who sort of set the stage a little bit for what might be going on here, Jack. But I know you have a huge amount of focus on both the College World Series, which, by the way, if you guys didn't pay attention, holy cow, Cade Anderson. a complete game. I mean, this is redundant in saying complete game shutout, but a 9-inning complete game shutout, 130 pitches. I believe 10 strikeouts in that performance. I mean, he was sensational for LSU. He's one of the top draft picks available in this upcoming MLB draft. Jack, when you're looking at the draft coming up, what are some of the storylines or players that you're focused on?
So, quick thing on Anderson. As a former sort of kind of bad high school baseball player, I can appreciate throwing 130 pitches to try and win a baseball game. As a possible number 1 overall pick that could be in line for a $10 million payday, I really don't understand throwing 130 pitches.
Like, it's so nuts, but I also I have an even more amount of respect for him than I did going into that start, and I already had a lot.
It's a gamer. I mean, I saw a kid is playing pro ball in Germany, and he's skipping his championship series to attend the NBA draft ceremony. Like that's bizarre to me. So that and Kate Anderson, those couldn't be more different situations. Right. But Anderson, don't close your eyes because you need your eyes to see this. I watched his 2 starts in Omaha, and all I could see was Max Fried. The delivery is so Fried, and the curveball is such a young Max Fried. I love the way he operates, but frankly, I think there's a better left-handed pitcher in college baseball. Florida State's Jamie Arnold is a freak, and Arnold was the favorite to be the number 1 overall pick maybe a month or 2 into the college season. This kid, it's close to Chris Sale from an arm slot perspective and an arsenal perspective. So I just comp the 2 top college lefties in America to Max Fried and Chris Sale. I think we're in a really good spot.
Jack, thank you so much for joining us. And now let's get back to this game between Chris and I, which, we all know how it's going to go.
Mark Hendrickson, Casey Fossum, Hideo Nomo.
That the Dodgers?
It is not the Dodgers.
Got it.
Rockies.
Chris Cody, steal and the win.
Rockies.
It is not the Rockies.
Oh, thank God.
Where did Casey Fox? Who was it?
Thank God.
It was the Devil Race.
I wanted to keep it interesting.
Oh, all right.
I missed that on purpose to keep it interesting.
Yeah, thanks.
Again, Chris with another chance to walk it off. If he gets this right, it is over. Jeremy needs both points remaining to force a tie. I don't have a tiebreaker, so we'll have to come up with one on the spot.
I got you.
Jamie Wright, Byung-Young Kim, Joe Kennedy.
I'm going to go Rockies again.
Chris Cody walks it off. It is the Rockies.
I knew it! Byung-Young Kim! I thought I said that.
Man, he rocked it off.
Oh my God.
That was really impressive.
Because that's all I could think of. I know Byung-Young Kim besides the Dodgers. I was like, who else did he... I won?
Yeah.
I won.
Oh, it was brutal.
Okay.